Changing Ways, a podcast for the mind, for the thoughts, for the hearts, for the people. Welcome to another episode of Being Human, presented by Changing Ways, a podcast presenting an Islamic perspective, hoping for the benefit of the people. And again, the question in bold print is, how do we achieve being human? And upon consideration of what is necessary in this effort, is that we have to acknowledge that our existence and the existence of every essential and perfect system needed to sustain our existence, it holds in it proof and evidence of a creator, a wise, knowledgeable creator. And those who may debate and argue, then we find that in the Quran, there has been posed a question or two questions. And the first is, أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ? Have they been created from nothing? And this question is being asked in the context of people who debate with the obligation to worship their creator alone and to associate no partners with their creator. And so they deny this and realities associated with this. So we say, أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ? Or were they created from nothing? أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ? Or are they themselves the creators? أَمْ خَلَقُوا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ? Or have they created the heavens and the earth? بَلْ لَا يُوقِنُونَ. But rather they are individuals who they have no certainty regarding these affairs. They are people of doubt. There is nothing that can substantiate the positions that people take to totally write off the existence of the Creator and humbling themselves to the fact that they have been created. So people debate this, and people have debated this. So ultimately, this is the inquiry. Have we created ourselves? Have we been created from nothing? Did we create the heavens and the earth? The reality is, for every intelligent person, we know the general impossibility that we've been created from nothing, because where there is nothing, then there will be nothing. There will remain to be nothing. So where there are things, it requires the existence of something else. And anyone who denies this, then they deny our existence and all of the pain and all of the sadness and all of the happiness and all of the challenges and all of the stresses, they ignore or they invalidate that all that we experience is a reality. And no intelligent person would agree with that. So ultimately, this is the beginning point of how we achieve being human. We have to acknowledge the fact that being human is connected to the fact that we have been created as humans by a creator. And everything else follows this point as relates to being human. And it's established in the Quran that we've been created fi ahsani taqweem, in the best of symmetry and potential. And then we've been reduced to the lowest of all that is low in the context that we don't believe, and in the context that we don't act righteously. So our honor and our dignity and our ability to achieve being human, then it requires that we believe properly and that we act righteously. And to believe properly requires that we believe in a creator. And to act righteously requires that we act seeking the pleasure of that creator. And those who ignore this and those who defy this, then you find them historically being from among the most wretched of people or the strangest of people as it relates to their customs and cultures. And they engage and they indulge in so many things that are eyebrow raising to make a person consider, how does a person do this? Or how does a person believe this? Or how does a person, year after year, generation after generation, fail to contend with what has become the norm in that particular society, specifically as it relates to God and worship? So what do we do? Where do we go? Where do we look? How do we comprehend being human? If we look at all of these various customs and cultures and societies, it's a critical point of analysis when we get to the point of saying, well, who is God? And then once we come to that point, no one, no matter what they worship, considers that which they are worshiping to be weak and deficient. So ultimately, from the most predominant characteristics of God is the characteristic of perfection. And this is a perfection, a perfect perfection, a perfection min kulli wajh, from every angle. A perfection from every angle, in every aspect, so as to be totally free of all defects and imperfection. And this is in regards to the deity itself, as well as the actions of that deity and the judgments, the management of that deity, or the meaning, the judgment and the management that is exhibited by that deity, the control, the authority that that deity has over its creation, over its servants. So until we can recognize in a truthful, honest way matters pertaining to our Creator, then we will be stunted in our growth and development as human beings. We'll be stunted in our growth and development as human beings. And this is the point to ponder. And we'll pick up from here in what follows, God willing. You are invited to send your thoughts and your comments to our email address at QUE.changingways@gmail.com. QUE.changingways@gmail.com. Be a part of the process. Give your thoughts, your comments, and we'll build together. God willing. Changing Ways, a podcast for the minds, for the thoughts, for the hearts, for the people.